Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Supreme Master Ching Hai joyfully presents the Shining World Leadership Award for Peace to each of the following countries who have recently signed peace agreements mediated by Shining World Peace Leader Award and Shining World Award for Compassion Laureate, President of the United States, His Excellency Donald Trump. Bahrain, Sudan and the United Arab Emirates with Israel, as well as Kosovo with Serbia, for your noble decisions to uplift your nations, your citizens and the world. With all respect, high salute, and best wishes, may heaven guide you into a future filled with harmony, friendship and prosperity, and protect you and your peace-loving people always. Shining World Leadership Award for Peace Laureates, Bahrain, Israel, Kosovo, Serbia, Sudan, and the United Arab Emirates, advancing goodwill among nations. Continue watching to learn more.
If you hear the words Nsan, you say Ukulaba. That means nice to meet you and Luganda, the official language of Uganda. Compassionate viewers, my name is Savio. The earnest people of Uganda support the good deeds you perform daily to benefit your community. Welcome to Shining World Leadership Award for Peace Laureates. Bahrain, Israel, Kosovo, Serbia, Sudan, and the United Arab Emirates, advancing goodwill among nations.
Everywhere in the world, we can observe and be touched by acts of kindness. People from all walks of life, faiths, and cultures extend themselves beyond the call of duty to help others unconditionally. Even loving, caring animals contribute also in this noble category. Through their noble deeds, humanity as a whole is elevated to commend virtuous actions and encourage more people to be inspired by their examples. Supreme Master Ching Hai has lovingly created a series of awards, including the Shining World Leadership Award, Shining World Compassion Award, Shining World Hero and Heroine Awards, Shining World Honesty Award, Shining World Protection Award, Shining World Intelligence Award, and Shining World Invention Award, etc. These awards are to recognize some of the most exemplary, generous, caring, and courageous people who walk amongst us, as well as heroic, beautiful animal co-inhabitants whose acts are worthy of praise and gratitude.
Our program today honors several countries that reached peace agreements or normalized relations with each other in 2020 through the mediation efforts of the President of the United States, His Excellency Donald Trump, a Shining World Peace Leader Award and Shining World Leadership Award for Compassion Laureate. That just one president can negotiate for many nations to sign peace accords together is something to celebrate and rejoice. And the name of our world, We thank you sincerely and wish your countries all the best in heaven's protection. For their actions that bring greater harmony and strengthen the brotherhood and sisterhood of humankind, Supreme Master Ching Hai has awarded the Shining World Leadership for Peace Awards to Bahrain, Israel, Kosovo, Serbia, Sudan, and the United Arab Emirates. We'll review the significant steps these nations have taken to promote peace. Agreement to normalize ties between Kosovo and Serbia, September 4, 2020. After 2 days of talks mediated by the United States, Kosovo's Prime Minister, His Excellency Abdullah Hoti, and the Serbian President, His Excellency Aleksandar Vučić, have established ties between the two Balkan nations, with the signing ceremony for the agreement presided over by President Trump on September 4, 2020 in Washington, D.C., USA.
It's taken tremendous bravery by the President of Serbia and the President of Kosovo, who are with me today, two highly respected people, to embark on these talks and to come to Washington to finalize these commitments.
But this is a huge step forward, and I am once again profoundly grateful to you and to your people that you successfully got us here.
Absolutely, this is a great moment for Kosovo and for the region.
President Trump had made achieving reconciliation between the states a priority by appointing the then U.S. Ambassador to Germany, His Excellency Richard Grenell, as the special presidential envoy for Serbia and Kosovo peace negotiations in October 2019. This diplomatic advancement includes the opening up of road, rail, and air links, enhancing transport infrastructure, reducing trade tariffs, as well as sharing water and energy resources. Other key points of the agreement include Serbia and Kosovo stating their intent to join the mini Schengen zone. In October 2019, Serbia, Albania, and North Macedonia unveiled the idea of a mini Schengen for the Balkans modeled after the Schengen area, a region where 26 European nations have agreed to do away with border controls and allow free movement of their citizens. Serbia and Kosovo have also decided to begin reciprocal recognition of diplomas and professional certificates issued. Additionally, Kosovo announced that it would establish diplomatic relations with Israel. On September 18, 2020, Kosovo awarded President Trump its prestigious Order of Freedom for his exceptional contribution for the freedom of Kosovo and the strengthening of peace and reconciliation in the region. He has also received one Nobel Peace Prize nomination for his diplomacy that led to the Serbia-Kosovo agreement, and another for his peace-promoting work in the Middle East, which will be covered next. There were also 2 more Nobel Peace Prize nominations for President Trump this year, totaling 7 Nobel Peace Prize nominations to date. Signing of the Peace Abraham Accords by Bahrain, Israel, and the United Arab Emirates, September 15, 2020. The Abraham Accords peace agreement signed on September 15, 2020, are a historic milestone for peace in the Middle East, with Israel formally establishing relations with the Persian Gulf states of Bahrain and the United Arab Emirates. In response, the respected news publication Foreign Policy posted an article titled "Welcome to a Brand New Middle East" on its website, with authors Varsha Kodovayor and David Daoud writing of the accomplishment. The deals plant the seeds for a societal sea change and reveal how regional geopolitics have undergone a decisive shift. Since 1948, only two other Middle Eastern countries, Egypt and Jordan, had previously normalized ties with Israel. President Trump's administration played a large role in bringing the players together to finalize a deal. Supreme Master Ching Hai has praised the peace-building mission of President Trump. She stated,
"And he is the first one who made multi-Emirates country Middle East peace happen. The United Arab Emirates comprises of 7 emirates, meaning countries with their own rulers and laws. You know, Israel and the Arab world have been so-called eternally like enemies. And he is the first one who brought peace between Israel and multi-Arab Emirates countries. Before him, 2 U.S. presidents also facilitated peace in the Middle East, but just one-on-one basis. President Trump is the first one who mediated multi-countries peace success in the Middle East. So he deserves a big, huge bravo from everyone in the world. Well, for me anyway, from us."
We will now pause briefly for an important message and then return with more about the Abraham Accords peace agreement. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television. Welcome back to Shining World Leadership Award for Peace Laureates. Bahrain, Israel, Kosovo, Serbia, Sudan, and the United Arab Emirates, advancing goodwill among nations. Forward-thinking leaders involved in the Abraham Accords peace agreement are to be congratulated for making harmony in the Middle East a top priority. Israel's Prime Minister, His Excellency Benjamin Netanyahu, His Excellency Dr. Abdul Latif Al-Zayani, Foreign Minister of Bahrain, and His Highness Sheikh Abdullah bin Zayed Al Nahyan, Foreign Minister of the United Arab Emirates, entered into the treaties at the White House in Washington, D.C., USA on September 15, 2020.
Israel, the United Arab Emirates, and Bahrain will establish embassies, exchange ambassadors, and begin to cooperate and work together so strongly to cooperate as partners across the broad range of sectors, from tourism to trade and healthcare to security. They're going to work together. They are friends.
For the State of Israel and Prime Minister Netanyahu, we welcome and appreciate these steps from you and your government, recognizing that enduring peace and security is only possible through a genuine engagement that protects the rights and interests of countries and peoples in the region.
In a joint declaration signed by Israel and Bahrain, acknowledging the Abraham Accords peace agreement, the parties state, the Kingdom of Bahrain and the State of Israel have agreed to seek agreements in the coming weeks regarding investment, tourism, direct flights, security, telecommunications, technology, energy, healthcare, culture, the environment, and other areas. of mutual benefit, as well as reaching agreement on the reciprocal opening of embassies. The agreement between Israel and the United Arab Emirates lists several areas where the states have decided to cooperate, including establishing direct flights between the nations, a commitment to removing trade barriers, and working together on climate change mitigation solutions and COVID-19 related research. The normalization of ties has already benefited daily life, as Emiratis are now able to call for numbers in Israel directly. Normalization of relations between Israel and Sudan, October 23, 2020. Through the involvement of His Excellency Donald Trump to facilitate engagement between the two countries. On October 23, 2020, Sudan and Israel stated their intention to establish diplomatic relations for the first time. The new accord was declared during a phone call hosted by President Trump that included Prime Minister of Israel, His Excellency Benjamin Netanyahu, Prime Minister of Sudan, His Excellency Dr. Abdallah Hamdok, Shining Well Leadership Award for Good Governance Laureate, and Chairman of the Transitional Sovereignty Council of Sudan, Lieutenant General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan.
Today's peace agreement will enhance Israel's security and end Sudan's long isolation from the world because of what was taking place. It will unlock new opportunities for trade and commerce, education and research and cooperation, and friendship for both peoples.
This call is indeed an indication that a new chapter in our history of Sudan and the rest of the world has just begun. We very much look forward to building on this major development and establishing strong political and economic relations between our nation and the rest of the world. Thank you, President Trump. Thank you, Prime Minister Netanyahu, for the call and congratulations.
I think the coming agreement will strengthen our relation and serve the interests of local and regional security and peace and stability. Thank you, Mr. President Trump. Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister Netanyahu.
Well, I want to say that we are expanding the circle of peace so rapidly with your leadership, Mr. President, your able team. History in the making. Actually, we're all making history, from the Emirates to Bahrain, now with Sudan and other countries that are in line. I think that this truly changes the region.
Supreme Master Ching Hai joyfully present the Shining Well Leadership Award for Peace to each of the following countries who have recently signed peace agreements mediated by Shining Well Peace Leader Award and Shining Well Award for Compassion Laureate, President of the United States, His Excellency Donald Trump. Bahrain, Sudan, and the United Arab Emirates with Israel, as well as Kosovo with Serbia, for your noble decisions to uplift your nations, your citizens, and the world. With all respect, I salute and best wishes. May heaven guide you into a future filled with harmony, friendship, and prosperity, and protect you and your peace-loving people always. Supreme Master Ching Hai is deeply grateful to the beloved God for all the financial help, comfort, and support to the afflicted and needy and or any good cause over the years. As a humble vessel for His compassion and love toward His precious children. These regions may still be growing toward more ideal, peaceful relations, but the first steps have been taken and they will march ahead, followed by others. It is with great joy we witness these events of reconciliation and deeply pray to the heavens that cooperative ties between the nations recognized today strengthen and solidify in the years to come. May countries worldwide now seek better relations with their neighbors so that all people soon walk hand in hand on the path of peace to ensure future generations only know harmony and tranquility. Syrian viewers, thank you for your company on Shining World Leadership Award for Peace Laureates. Bahrain, Israel, Kosovo, Serbia, Sudan, and the United Arab Emirates, advancing goodwill among nations. Up next is We All Have a Duty to Protect Ourselves and Others, Part 6 of 6 on Between Master and Disciples, right after noteworthy news. May world peace be in the hearts of all beings on our planetary home.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/SWA.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule et suprememastertv.com/SWA.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule y suprememastertv.com/SWA.
Naše programy nabízejí více jazyků. Prosím navštivte suprememastertv.com/schedule a suprememastertv.com/SWA